Hello and welcome to this special edition coming your way from Nile TV International regarding the latest developments in the Middle East and the efforts of Egypt and the Egyptian President, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, as well as Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdulati, to be de-escalating the tension between the United States, Israel and Iran following the Israeli-American joint strikes against Iran and the retaliation by the Islamic Republic against several targets in the Middle East and more specifically in GCC countries except for Oman maybe. And tonight we'll be shedding more light on the efforts of Egypt to be de-escalating the situation in the region, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone General Tarek Al-Akkary, the strategic expert. General Tarek Al-Akkary, thank you very much for being with us tonight on this special edition of Nile TV International.
Thank you very much, sir.
Anytime. First of all, we did see today His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi having iftar, and of course the iftar banquet was held by the armed forces and organized by the armed forces on the occasion of celebrating the commemoration of the 10th of Ramadan war victory, which coincides with the 6th of October of 1973 war victory against Israel. First of all, how did you see the statements by His Excellency President al-Sisi during the banquet?
Good evening, sir. It was a combined talk. It contains many messages, some for internal and some for external messages. Internal messages, it was that Egypt is a secured land and a secured country. Our army is in a very good condition and we can defend our borders and our national security as well. This is the first message, and the second message he was telling about the efforts that Egypt did to avoid this escalation, or this war has been started 2 days ago between the ally of Israeli and United States against Iran, and what happened in the reaction of Iran about the Gulf, and we are our heart wishes and our all Egyptian support for the Gulf countries, our neighbors and our brothers. And this is the second message. And the third message, actually, that he was telling that about if any party going to war has missed valuation, have the misvaluation of the whole status. All the region is paying the debt or paying the prices, the high prices, and the impact could be impacted Egypt if this war takes long, more than a week or weeks. We hope, and His Excellency wish to end this war as early as possible.
Yes, General Tarek, you have mentioned that this war could be taking maybe a week, maybe more, according to the statements of the U.S. President Donald Trump. How do you see the possibilities of ending the war as soon as possible, according to you and according to the statements of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, specifically after the killing of the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, yesterday?
Yes, after the killing, after the assassination of Ayatollah Khamenei today or 2 days ago, that gives us different scenarios. You know that when an assassination of the supreme leader, like with the ideology, like Iran people with such ideology, they have to go with the feeling of relay around the flag, all the people, even protesters, even the people who supported the regime, the Wilayat al-Faqih and so on. All people are going to relay around the flag. This takes a few weeks or a few days. But we have three scenarios, I think, in my opinion. I think we have maybe new people in Iran will go for downgrading the escalation and go to negotiation again, and this could be showed in the target banks that Iran chose. They won't be taking into consideration to target infrastructure in Israel, infrastructure in Gulf areas. This is scenario number one. Scenario number two is the full escalation, that to close the Hormuz path and go for striking all the troops in the sea for American people and hardly striking Israeli infrastructure. Or the third scenario is to keep the response not minimal but average according to the strikes of the Israeli and American people. In my point of view, maybe they will go in the next few days for the high escalation, and they will got announced to be to reduce this escalation again, to go for negotiation table again. However, that even the assassination of Khamenei and the leaders of Iran reflects that there is definitely a naive intelligence system in Iran. How come that all these people is still sitting on their houses or in their offices, even in the bunker? But you know that Iran is 1,700,000 square kilometers. They could get all these people in the east or in the far from the Israeli strike to protect them and to not let them be killed on the first day of the strike. And this is shows a big question mark for the Iranian regime or the Iranian intelligence department. However, that Israeli people and Reuters translated on Israeli people that Khamenei has been dead or has been assassinated maybe an hour before the Iran people or the Iran media confessed for this. And they got a picture, and can you imagine that there is someone around the body of Khamenei picking him when he is dead and sending this picture? How come? There is definitely an intelligence breach and a huge intelligence breach, and I think this is the main problem in Iran.
General Tarek Akkary, you've mentioned the importance of the return of Iran and the United States and Israel to the negotiating table. Some surprising statements that we have heard in the past few minutes and maybe in the past few hours, that Iran is willing to return to the negotiating table despite the ongoing war. Do you think that this could be done?
Yes, it could be done. It could be a maneuver from Iran. You know that from 2015, when they were in the agreement of the nuclear weapons, on the nuclear development, and before 2018, that United States withdrew this agreement. Iranian negotiator is a very hard negotiator. And he can play with time, he can extend time, he can make the other party exhausted, maneuvering and something like that. Maybe it's been something to maneuver or something to trying to make again, to make all the regime or all the system, making it ready again for another escalation.
Yes, and finally, General Tarek Akkary, we have seen the statements of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stating that Egypt has tried to be bringing together the points of view of both the United States and Iran, and the mediation efforts that we have seen for Egypt in the Gaza Strip file in specific for the past couple of years between 2023 and the end of 2025, which resulted in a ceasefire in Sharm el-Sheikh, the agreement that we have seen. Do you think that Egypt could be playing the same role between the United States and Iran to be de-escalating the tension, especially that we have seen a phone call conducted between the Egyptian leader and the Sultan of Oman, Haytham bin Tarek, today?
Yes, Egypt, you know that Egypt always is a good mediator, an experienced mediator. However, that all the borders around Egypt since a long time ago is on fire or is on escalations as well. So definitely Egypt tried to get even the nuclear president, the head of the nuclear president, worldwide nuclear president in Egypt, and make a deal with Iranian people. And we tried hard to make the point of views of the United States, point of views of Iranian people, and this is coming from the success we had when the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi had a very good, a great success by gathering all these presidents in Sharm el-Sheikh and try to push Israeli people to stop the war and to stop Gaza war. And this is what happened in Sharm el-Sheikh. Built on this, we try to do the same with the Iranian people and United States, but actually I think that one of them or both of them have missed evaluation, or they missed to evaluate things good, that the impact of this war, if it got more than a few weeks, it will be harmfully affecting all the economy of the whole world, not even the Middle East, not even the petroleum, not even the Brent, not even the shipping, not even the whole world will be affected by this war. If you remember that.
Yes, General Tarek Akkary, the strategic expert, thank you very much for being with us tonight on this special edition and Nile TV International. And heading straight away to my other guest over the phone, Dr. Atif Abdel Gawad, the international relations expert. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International and this special edition, Dr. Atif. Dr. Atif Abdel Gawad. Dr. Atif Abdel Gawad. As we have seen today, and we were speaking with General Tarek Al-Akkary, the strategic expert, about President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who had attended the annual iftar banquet, which was held by the armed forces to commemorate the 10th of Ramadan victory. The banquet was attended by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, a number of the ministers and a number of state officials. The presidential spokesperson said that President al-Sisi delivered a speech as he welcomed the attendees. President al-Sisi pointed to the current crisis and the war in the region as he highlighted Egypt's sincere efforts during the past months to avoid the crisis, with the aim of bringing together the views and the mediation between the United States and Iran to reach an agreement. The head of state added that Egypt was keen on emphasizing the importance of non-escalation, achieving a ceasefire, and even stopping the war. President al-Sisi discussed with a number of Arab and Gulf leaders the recent developments in the region and affirmed the rejection of the attacks on the states. Al-Sisi also said that the closure of the Strait of Hormuz will have an impact on the oil flows and prices, urging the Egyptian government to consider all the different possibilities, scenarios and alternatives. He added that there is no cause for concern as the government has been careful to secure the necessary reserves. As for the past 2 years, the government has worked diligently to overcome the economic crisis and its repercussions. President al-Sisi also said that it is essential that the state and the people stand united, as one of Egypt's greatest strengths is its stability and steadfastness. President al-Sisi hailed the Egyptian people for the strong endurance in the difficult times and circumstances that the world had gone through since 2020, and assured that the government is exerting the utmost efforts to improve conditions and play a positive role in all the crises and settle the conflicts. Earlier, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi had conducted a phone call with the Sultan of Oman, Haytham bin Tarek. Presidential spokesman Mohammed al-Shinawi said that the call discussed the military escalation in the Middle East. He said that during the call, al-Sisi condemned the targeting of the Duqm port. Al-Sisi also stressed the stance calling for prioritizing the dialogue and peaceful means to settle the regional crises. He also expressed appreciation to the mediation role Oman is playing between Iran and the United States with regards to the nuclear file. For his part, the Sultan of Oman said that he values Cairo's stance in support of settling the crises through the political means. On another front, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdulati, conducted a phone call with the Iraqi counterpart Fuad Hussein. Abdul reiterated the necessity of intensifying the regional and the international efforts to de-escalate the tension and contain the current situation. Foreign Minister Abdul warned against the catastrophic repercussions of the continued escalation of the conflict. He also asserted that the prioritizing of the political and the diplomatic solutions is the only way to spare the region the risk of sliding into comprehensive chaos.